Hey, Don McGrath here. Recently a friend who was interested in starting P90X asked me, Don, so what do I need to do P90X and how much does it cost? So I thought I'd put this together to kind of help answer that question. So the first thing you need obviously is the P90X DVDs, set of 12 DVDs that lead you through the workouts. You can get that at beachbody.com, and I'd love it if you got it through my coach website, which I'll show you. Then you need a good surface to work out on. So if you happen to be working out in the upstairs of a house with a wood floor with maybe some carpeting on it, some rug, that would probably work just fine. For me, I'm working out in my basement, so it has a concrete floor. So for plyometrics and some of those workouts, you really need some decent cushion. So I installed in my house this spongy flooring that you can get at just about any sporting goods store. Cost about $20 for a 4-foot by 4-foot section, so it cost me maybe $80 to install and have a workout floor in my basement. The next thing you'll need are some weights, and what we currently have is I've got 25 pounds all the way down to 5 pounds. You know, depending upon who you are, you probably don't need that whole range. I very seldom use the 5 or 8s. My wife very seldom uses the 10s, the 25s and 20s. So weights cost about $1 a pound. So I probably, for both my wife and I probably spend about $200 in the weights. An alternative to the weights are to use these exercise bands that there's a few different flavors of different resistances, and you can use these. The DVDs show you how to substitute them for the weights. I personally don't care for them that much. I find by the time I get it all set up to the right resistance, I'm partway through the exercise, and it's distraction more than anything. So, if money is a real tight thing, I think these are a good thing to start with. But I recommend eventually graduating to the weights. I think that makes the workout much more effective. Okay, the next thing you'll need is a yoga mat. There's a bunch of there's various exercises like McGrath and yoga. That's very good to do on a yoga mat. That costs about $20. You need some kind of a chair or a stool. There's some exercises like chair dips and things that require a chair or a stool. So usually you have those around. That didn't cost me anything. I use these push-up bars. I find that they save the wear and tear on my wrist for certain types of push-ups. So if you've got wrist issues, I highly recommend these things. They cost about $20. You'll need a pull-up bar. I highly recommend one. You can use the bands, but I highly recommend a pull-up bar. And I bought a piece of pipe at the hardware store for $5 and hung it from my ceiling with some rope. Okay, probably the next thing you'll need is your water. Drink your water, people. Make sure you've got water with you when you're doing your workouts. Tony talks about writing down kind of what your weights are and how many reps you do. Honestly, Sylvia and I didn't do that. I know we're kind of breaking the program, but we just didn't do it, and we got fine results. So if you're not doing that, I wouldn't sweat about it too much. The last thing you'll need, this is the last thing you'll need. You just got to press play every day. So I hope that helps. All told, this between the DVD and all the weights and everything, I figure I spent around $400 to $500. And just to give you some perspective, I spent more than that on a personal trainer last year at my gym and walked away pretty much with bupkis and not very good results. So I hope that helps to answer the question, lowers the barrier to starting the program. It's a great program. You can do it at home. It's probably the most cost-effective and effective program that you'll find out there. All right, thanks.